Elishel Kadosh, Your Majesties, I'm so sorry for this all which just happened, and just for a moment it's going to happen that way. I'm going to try to be essentially synthetic for this, and I'm going to try to give you this moment to share. Today's Shabbat, and you wanted to share with me, and you wanted to take a moment further wherever this happens and further wherever the secret is. Now, the reality is expressly for what this is referring about is exactly March the 9th, 2019, at this already 2025, in this disgusting town, Buenos Aires. Reality for the soul, I have been about the whole of the situations, and I'm sorry. And like we have been saying the best ever we can be holding for the worthy, that we got further whatever already we've been through and around. And the worthiest values and the values and the worthy, as much we to say and we to keep and we to behold tight. And tight enough to continue. And remember, as much this is we've meant to be. And like the way that I said I do, and I said as much as how to keep me breathe and breathing out. And strengthening to continue and strength in out. And strong enough for I can really give myself to you. As really we understand what we're talking about the way I said I do, because of I really love you so much. And hoping that I can give you the whole that I wish I can share with you. At this days and at this moment, ain't nothing nice and nothing around what we have been dealing with and some whole suffers that were happening. And the problems that we got are not nice and are nothing like we can really sustain, and we don't need to. I'm so sorry for everything, and I love you, and I want to try the best and I want to keep the best. So I'm going to still try as best that I have for. Okay. סלב חמסה לשבת חדסול בסמשול ותפוחה לחיי חמקל בשים לסרגוס אלאוס וסל ושבת כמרת חל בסל ושוס ולבת כנפול בתיכים מלבידך בסל ושבת ביה בתחל לסשולת יבח מחל ודוש רק שרולדיס מספסיר שרוד ושרול ססול בלתי מחססי לא עצמה לא אסמחר בחל וסושל בתספתח נחקמיה נסקל בידה של ביית חדחל כמיה תש לשול ושול בת חמחל גבי רבלות Das passiert Reblinas, Marjabledis, Sacrifices, Shell, Betramachal, Gibosun, Spober, Betaslik, Teratach, Mahal, Visual, Betachmachal, Vidatikletach, and Miss Ilsivish, Libeshel, Betrach, Mahal, Velofol, Bikradik, Anmel, Bechal, Basargishul, Betachbach, Betosul, Dramach, in a full Letramasalkish, El Batachma, and Salim. Kata. Jella, Lavachmu, Lavasusu. En niet entrema en weg doen mas welk tegen daglig mag ik zo zullen dat ben zwaar daglig mas wel dag toeschulda toffa gedaan كلباتك ما فلس سجل بدك ما خلي بدك نو بدك ما سل شول بدك مي ريمالير بدك مو خرج بلاتك نخلقها أساسيل بدك شرس لدوسة ربط سيكل تشرب بدك ما خلق بسوسل بدك سيلو رمسين شل بدك خشل بدك ناس إنسان الأمك ديك أمسوان ميوم مرخ ما خيل بتسوسلو يسبل بدك ما خلق إيش السلبيس إستلتيسن خوبا خام اسمه لكي برخفضاش شلطات بس أخ نخلق بس الديشي بيا فوخوخ أعطى نا أنسلواش تخمخي ببتاخ نسلوات ولديس ليامل أباكي ليام بسباسا تخ خلق بس الجبل لفوات خناسي أما أنسكل باشلي كما فتاخ سلتا فوان متشكل تغتير بسبول بتا أنا خايم سبليش سبا بخما خا نسيم باتخيرا سوات سلاكي بغدخا ستولم مرمسن بلاتير بداشبس البابخ مسبسن لمرمسي بالبخ بالجسم الملف أبك أنوخا نس إسبل باتباش قلت خداخ ملفران دسول مخلا الرما جلي بيان למרמוס מלימה למו, לנגיל בתרמוסל בתאו לחכה, סלוחכו, למרח הבלח אלך עדכה, נאו. לא. נד רמן רדו אינן רודי דלו לובואת, נוסביה כי קודקו, איני ליטרנם בדקולטרונה, זנורם בו רמו, למותכם מבלה רודן רובו נחרו רנה לקנמולמה, רמות בלנה רומבנדו, כל מותכם מונדן רונדה, אין בוט למרם בספקורה, דמלכימה רמל בן דומרה, אנדשקל בו רומבה רנדין רנדן דן רונדיסקליט רנמן רנדו קלנדרון, אין ריבן רנדן רום רס אמבורן. Just one thing unto having the moment with. You can go at the reverse in the whole of the reading once Alaram Chaber from what it is Lodik. And you go to Subaracha and Masecham and you found Lesevak. Turn Beromacha Besim. And you found the weirdest of Merocha Besivachechat Besechoa. Besecholecha. And it's not Torah. You remember Abeloam Abelechem. And it's only Israel. Then, Ventzterech ni ilita bechamacho bechachem. But Amua mala makel beterem befecha belvecha belaterechacha inila mala masuma le kolkim matchem makel kevokalkim se kolbocha lachacha tachal adarecha leveshel levechachem nelecha machacha takal kibot ate kol kamal al kalkal. Selvotrem efa lecha lechachim balbetza shelebetach machachat. Then Sleolak sefol machicha naim. Selvote daberchal mesolba nachachat. And it's right there with you. Just remember, Gilmodana, Luachua, Eseleche, Afach liche, Lechmacha, Afoel michmoni. Machu evot ish Lech Bea Gadol Hu SSA. Ben trinafele betashela kachala chimika anatella balakol balabachala bachmach icha achaum. What? Gelbet remechele bechatachal abesochol achachila kochamacham kocham balbekal hi kal teshelo kol kal anmati kal kemal amal malant beshua ach alechalachuma kalchat neluba luba lekalachila kalashela kalamola. Spelkim robachel vechol chalakim shel botchem efechal cheval kival devasherel. Gemar Rafula Chachat Noah. Marafa Chalebesecha Lecha Shebula Revolcha Vechalecham. And then Kboa Salesh Veshi. You get it? The diagrams we got with Ariel. The complete including Milumach Mochot. Now you do. There is exactly the focus of the whole of the reality of the word, and reality needed, and reality expressed, and reality which this is, and reality which happened, and what will be. Then at the point for, and at the way in, and at the ways through, and at the way as much, and as then dalacha, then chalachat adacha, sa'achachim, anianam, gemaim. And there is exactly reality. Now, I am gonna send you one complete, mili fois de felochochet, malki mod kmoak an ikmoaka, slik o volere, choch a ia usiva, ulimma levakim. And it's going to be interesting that you're going to find each as what really we've been preserving also for the whole of the Divolch Machichat, where in Israel, out of Levelel at Kisanim, that you have been preserving a very treasure which is as historical events and realities, historical realities which happen through as much also so oftenly a very state of the struggles of the whole of the agony between Milamol and Elishel. Previous then, Samuel to say, away from the whole you've done, don't you dare to cross my line, to Malachat. So, after Beseban and once Immal Masel, and the whole of the history turned to Gilabal. And after that came Zachariah Asechim. So, during his judgment, and as judge, came the Fel Micha Melchachat, and Archai said, Laf Anasi Am Achat and Chai. And that is the need to know. There is exactly the focus, and I'm going to send you the complete identity. Alright, just one reality for the situation and further these sicknesses that there's to continue, and everyone is involved. Already the whole people on board and watching for us, Archai asked me, 20 families and 3 persons that are being wanted, but is to kidnap, rape and murder, like styles, or make disappear, and nothing happens, I will deny it. But I'm sorry for this, I'm gonna put them on board, just putting the craft away. My liar and my delusional militaries Argentina will make it all, you know, and the whole experts and the evangelicals, and nobody else will be off Archai unless the person I am, except me, which they already will be exactly who I am with the whole of the capacity and virtue, except myself. Because of evangelicals will keep them and are all convinced that I cannot be the person I am because if I will be the whole that they need to destroy, trample, and making the suppression and the denigration and like a fair fuss, for they to have the glory, the crown, and of course. Sorry, I don't want to already in the way you want. I'm going to publish for a moment the previous video where I had to struggle over these perros enfermos making what they kept on making them into us, which as evidence is complete, one element, closure, full defense, full sedaged, normalized, and alleviated more. Full. Like that, and full again. And the evidence is complete, and also besides the evidences, the registers of the whole they've done that I'm sending you. With the whole of the circus of Diablas on, we're going to show you the process and the whole perro enfermo making the circus over trainals. Heroes, we're going to stop it, and making the whole of the witchcraft of abominables with them bodies, the violent homosexuals, the evangelicals. For the making what they do, while the whole of the ornament of Sodoma comes at the face for they to show they are willing for the profit and the portion. So the reality of this, I'm sorry for, but you will know it's true. We have more than evidences and witnesses of this all over. The reality is that continue to make the same but apart. I'm going to send you what matters and deserves the attention between the evidences and the rest, the material I'm going to send you, and some extra between public executions that already are slept to be sent for you to have the moment that Archai also wants. Just one, slept, blinded, isolated, sedaged, sealed, everyone, and sedaged. Already, like the rest are going to be executed, mespirato. Right. Okay, and at the reference of the realities which this deserves, that I will be kidnapping people to killing because of I will be supposedly the beast and let's come now. I'm going to start to putting the lines in the hell and the hell in the hell. Argentina example, which is the primordial with evangelicals. Alright, I'm sorry for this. Let's make the tab. You remember Selahi and Asfial Khalachut was previous Al-Mesel and previous Al-Walal and Diski. And once that happened, Khalachit had the last of the Limacha Al-Mesim for the continuing the lineage and continuing the heredity from Baula. And Baula were not exactly Jewish, but the reality where El-Chai said, you are mine, you are going to do. Baula has passed away, and from there came the heredity from Lailal, Chalek, which she were Levi. And from Levi, the reality expressly for the lineage will be Lichmachad, and from Lichmachad were Nelemel. And from Nelemel came Maria. Now, Selva Techmachal Cheveshela Chacham, Leimi Rarefocha Lebeseshli Khetachi Lagamesa Shalvachachat. And the right expression and completeness for Sechalim is Imila Aluk, which is Saret, which is to being Sarepta, the famous Sarepta Selkabacha, badly called Nazareth or Nazareth, for the empire with the occupation of what it used to be in the ancient Arab Al-Kal in the association with the whole of the Selva Lachat. The place is called Saret or Saret, that we know. And Saret at the reference of the new name instead being called, which it used to be, the laying dilamis of the whole of the excels. El-Chai said, your name shall be Saret, which at the Hebrew means the embraced but the benefaction of the beloved higher God. Now, Sel Machal Cheva Chalechim Al Shevel Folach Chelakim Achacham. And so the realities came to change and changed for Bel Chavachim. Bachinu Malse Maluchu Bachal Chatak La Sheleveshel Kochma Chacham Al Betab. And so you got the complete of the historical runs were in Asel. At the outside of what it used to be Chalechalik, which were renamed also with the Chai Leskelel, which is at the north of Israel where the frontier with Milasal and Gobaki, and is exactly where these events had more than a very tremendous fight, and the fight toward we have been on the right glorious moment which El-Chai said, I'm going to choose. So there were the disgrace of the Argentina, Ejército Argentino, Armada Argentina, Evangelicals Argentina, and Policía per Argentina went with Cide to murdering and genociding the whole people that have been escaping once Luciano Troviano went to Jerusalem saying, it's the beast, I want to run, I don't want to be here. Went all to trying to cross to get into Turkey, and once no possible to cross, Luciano Troviano said to these diablos, go and kill them because of they can learn that they can respect me. And after that, the whole of the bodies put it like in a very monticle from the bed of the ocean at the color of Tel Aviv, saying for everybody to see and to understand that you are going to do what I want. At 2008, with Kirchner's. Then at the reality of this, there were exactly the disgrace lust and the innocent blood poured toward the evangelicals will say that we will ever have to be dead, for they would offend El-Chai and we will deserve. We will offend El-Chai and we will deserve. Over extortions and the whole generations that still continue remaining with them, Father Lucifer, to me and to us, that we will ever have to die because of we will ever bring the beast and we will ever give power to the beast. And it's them, the demons, like always deflected diablos, have been doing permanently, profaning to us and profaning to our people and our rabbis and our leaders, and also to me permanently, for the presuming that they will ever have to take place, saying that will be everything spiritual, profane pagan diablos, saying that they will take the complete that they will ever want. because of we will never have it, and God, which is Lucifer for them, will ever give them revelation and also prophecy for that will be, with the profanation will be justified to taking our spirits because of everything will be spiritual, and we will resist them authority and then place which God will give them. Babylonia Sodoma. Then the reality is Al-Vesechal Besachim, and there were exactly the place which historically understood, and seeking for that Captain Kirkesh Luciano Tropiano, which not for Italy, but La Belassal Al-Masaham from Al-Kabasit, La Serot, which used to be from Al-Kaiser, were exactly the same class, from then Sodom, until the whole of history, common denominator for the whole of the sickness until Argentina, which is the dad. Now, and there came the whole of the reality and the problem. So they wanted Shemesh, because of in Shemesh we've begun the whole of the war, and praying Bastardo went to Shemesh to receive the supreme anointment, but a prophet again degenerated, presuming that will be a priest of Israel, a Ravine, Selvan, Grand Ravine. A prophet pagan degenerated, called himself Garman, and saying that he will be the supreme anointed for the government of the world. He himself pacted and said, okay, Amen, saying that he will make a grand salvation, but making a war to me and killing Jews. And the whole of the sickness and abominables God will ever want, and will ever having forgiveness for them, and will convert them lives into the glorious for the whole of the glorious, because of that is then perceptuals. That is what supposedly God will do. Taking all abominable, all demon, all degenerate, and changing them lives, and it's okay, instead putting the orders at the just, but the just and the just, but the just being, and the faith on the will of my Father shall live, nor any other is found. And the will of the Father for them is exactly the abominations they are doing to me every day and every night, and also robbing this, saying that it's a revelation of evangelicals that I will take away, but making witchcraft and communications by forces of Argentina that they will deliver and give in, because of they will ever have to control what I do, because of they will be in nobody else. Then, other reality continues on seeking the genocide over the whole of Israel and the whole of the Jewish existential reality in the real nation, which also to me. And there is the problem, Shemesh, where they wanted to do even today what they tried to cross the line, and everyone died but one and one. The last perfect. So the reality expressly is, we've got victory from Shemesh, Israel, to the complete of the nation, to ripping out from the old Arabian Empire with Nazis and the whole EYAL, which were Masonry as well, and we've released Arabia as well from that sickness. And they want to destroying and taking the place for the making the whole abominations that they naturally does, and uses too for the taking the power and possession, because of they knows too much, like Lucifer, about certain spiritual affairs, like any witch, or like any demon actually, which they are. Forever. Now, the reality is Al-Vasim El-Khalabachat. The problem is Lamas Al-Masem, which is El-Balakal, below Livoset, Hebron, where the anointed used to be, where supposedly Lucian Rovina will be anointed, which never happened, where by the same Diablo, Garman, presuming that they will instituting and putting the priestess of the supposed Israel and supposed Govil, that will be all Argentinian, the whole demons like them, and like Sodoma Kirchners, presuming that they will be the population and not us. And then priestess of Babylonia Sodoma, evangelicals united. Now, the reality were Selvat Sachalchan, and the curse came for Limasim. But JHA'I has done the forgiveness, and already is okay. Because of he acceded to, for the reason of Lemas Machalachat, and were profaned. Then the bastard abominable freak that were not Jewish, after killing the person that we wanted to take away from here, like any Diablo Kirchners making changelings, naturally in the bodies of evangelicals and the rest, murdering people, taking positions, saying that they will ever have to take the control against the beast, and they are of the beast forever. Shalah 666 everyone. In the middle of the reality where Selva Zechma Haliki Vishul Badecha Melchanakam, in Argentina, where the decision for the whole that they will ever choose with us and about us and around us and whatever they designed about will be and assigned we to exist with. So, we're preferring the space, and there came the space for the building, the old temple that Lieutenant Trojano sent to build into Argentina. And we're filled of semen, the styling of Sodoma, Argentina, that does the whole of the cement and also the sacrificial in the basement of it. One woman, one man, one kid, and one granny's couple, a family. Massively raped, styling Argentina, Sodoma, them science, mutilated and sacrificially murdered. The offering. And they will make the words of HETTI in control domain, the power, the monarchy, if you want, place. And once starting to pray, you have fire on all of the walls. You have fire all over. You have to turn all people away because of we're dangerous and we're a disaster. But making a moment for a service with HETTI, naturally, HETTI at the call of my name and at the call of the name of MOSHE, Gilberto da Silva, Kadosh, 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 MOSHE, Menorah, olive tree, truthful, holy, of HETTI Shalah. Everything came on the presence, Ruach, El Chai Kadosh, Elohim, Eloheinu, Elokeinu, Avinu, with the whole Bet Besech Levesachar Chi Kadosh Kadosh, came on Kadish Kal Besachar Cham, and fire everywhere naturally happens. You saw it all the time. So at the point of El Matzech Machal Kifa Shelech Chacham, Melfadech Al Chalikim, and there came the curse, but ain't no more. So once we restored, El Chai wanted to rebuild, we worked it out with our Ruach Elohim, Kadosh, Kadosh. But the reality was Selebachat Amas Amachut, and that is the genocide with express list in the ruins, Melfolecham, were unannounced and were Bis Basel Basesh Kalecham, Bal Fespocham, Bal Esafachat, Lech Machilak al Beseshu, Gachalchai Abesasib. And even at the stars and through the stars, he is gonna go and he is gonna reach, and even through the stars shall take from death and from underground, even the restless shall embrace, for salvation is given to the real ones and to the heredity forever and ever. And the ones of Elishel and the enemy of El Chai, with the whole of the followers and assistants, and the strengthening ones to the Elishel and the sickness of the hell, including the promise of Lucifer and Sodom from Al-Mesechal until Sebo Shelabacham, with the name of Arshentolam, Arshentevet, shall die until the dust of the whole of the abominables and abominables forever in hell, like root of the whole of the ever Sebo Lekal Adechalib, shall lay in the death eternal Shalah. And the rest of Mechalicham Belfoshelika Melchalacham, the reality has been with the remaining, and the remaining embraced the nations, which are four at the sides of the throne of JHA'I, which the reality of the names of the Felemechel, Judah, Al-Khalichat, Israel, Mesmeshelachalchin, Sion, Belfolachachat, Sion Tzibat Redacha, Desh-Olfach Dachachat, Chachai. The adoption, daughter of Sion, which the reality expressly shall be Folech Machalikatacham, Shel Bedefol Chalecham, and his Dil Vedravechal Shel Basbechal Kadosh. Ruach Vetzacham shall be day and night above, and the Lech Machal Kivo Shel Vesachel Menorah shall be above the whole Besmachelacham, and the glory shall be understood. We have Kadosh Kadosh Avinu Malchai. Right. Now, Selmot Remafela Fechalicham Valveseshek Kavatach Machim, and nobody has pictures of this nowhere, not even with the profanation. It's only JOJY. It's your right as nation, with a high, to decide and to determine as much destiny. And watch it with the photo and the drones of this around are only 20, not any other, making the, I'm gonna send you and you're gonna show that it's you and it says and him and it. So Peggy, please for Fechmachal Gibosashim, and I'm sorry for the Tachmicham, and keeps on making the same the sick abominable tricks with the Diablos Evangelitas. I transfer you in the name of the Jesus. Blasphemous abominables maravasolos. Sorry for my terms. Forever after Shabbat. Diablos son fuimos. ¿Qué se le dijo a usted a los sacerdotes? Alright, I'm sorry for this. And you wanted to share just one moment to keep to you and also to that. I finally get some Elieh you remember? Okay, let's. I might lay itself and like how I fight inside my heat. Zashalet light and not serve him and cannot cease. I fell as meth highly deep, and then late I fell high at met love and hello at heart said you're not so far. You sail away of get ARINE Sephites and I it away. So what's in yet say of saying my collect life itself. If so hard on them, it's time if I love himself with our hearts met at yet I never see love at Elishel had sif had it's a Lord kept himself forward. I know and the lights boy. Therefore when I never but I never I'm so more you are. I never hot can say hello, say hello to HETTI in God so much terrified, so terrified, can leave This is a traditional moment from the realities of Divot Hamecha. It's the cry and the lamentation which the cry out of Baetacha Nisui. It were a moment for long ago which we've been asking to Papa to help us through and to take us out from this and not setting people to die. During the moments of Ivadecha, Mesachar Yeshuat, Masechan, once the problems of Belvitachi, SHEM, Babel were exactly abominable like today, and still making the same what they did to me, and signal everyone passing or BRET. And the Sevoldevavech Machalivisosher Hamachim, they were crushed like they are going to be crushed again. Abominables and sickness of the whole of the fleas. Now, truth for all and truth for what this came to, and still the same. Mi vodech maseh shivachti chavasechmo usonasen. And the acoustics at the other side, you have it already, and you've recorded as well through, even though impossible or unbelievable. I think I'm doing it. I suppose to be liar. The clear fact of the whole of the sicknesses, it's not comparable with what Argentina has given, and still is. But I'm sending you it all, and we are going to establish orders, and you know what proceeding and how to do it. You remember, I have no breach. It's biometric with my person. What the will of what I do in the craft of my supposed hilarious because of the whole world would be insane. Okay, I'm sorry, Kabuki went to Papa. Can I help them? They are waiting, I'm sorry. My supposed delusional character is gonna go to Papa with everybody's on the saliva and Dawuk. So, Kabuki is gonna be with Papa, but anyway, I gave them instructions for whatever you need and whatever the problems, if anything will happen to me. Not saying that can or would, but even though the biliary continues and the hostage with my person, and already the people away only remains one person and maybe another two. No further in which for whatever the decisions of JHA'I, which already is finished. That's it. Okay, watching for if I've done the complete. First of all, I have a last ulterior for any probable. Now, the realities of this is exactly what we are through, and Vesvodech Masech Alisham. So, whatever the problems, even though I'm going to be the liberating heart. Maybe tired, maybe slept, or I am strengthless for that image, you know. Maybe it's me. And you're going to suffer the consequences, Argentina. You remember with the Filbatech Masechali Vesishmasiem Mechalachem, right forward with the sword. You remember the image with all of the demons around with the sparking and the burning and like an evangelical. No, I'm sorry, victims. Alright. Selmotech Masechali Veshechalachem Elmotchem Efechali Visishle Betech Machalkiit. You remember the wings. In this case are with the JHA'I. But we are going to check the rest. Selmotchem Efechalachem Veseshelev Rivatecha Velsovash Metach Machalchim. And I'm sorry, my violence and hostility and okay. Right, then you remember, and we know traditionally. גנבה אליי כי יצא לא יוצא מי ערבי כלך חתי כלבס המוב אם שלבש ביעליין עליי מה יקל בוות חדיה ינך לך חייד שואל מביין של בדך קדיש 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 קדיש. You remember, okay. How if אבי עמד חד Yet afsho enim kelvoets efoecha im kelvoet aimev im so itself echecha im laya em sefoetzi em ret cheshefoetzi gemel remes foemetche et chelechat sechain Kaddish, Kaddish, Avonet Boemat Hailot Soefef, himself and Shem Kaddish Nemot, Shobat Nayans, Ashem Boemat, Omet Haifot, Herford Hafseiling, im Schoen forward Helliet Su, Hannaim of Hatsema, Galecha, Nelkai and Tamshoev, in Remech Hilut Henef Fosmeran, in that Ashnemo, Nolat, Semot Kimad, in Molevoecha, and that Highlet Hafsiem. Nilmet hamot levet chemeseves hashbe avon nefo velo amal heim lo amal im chemat vod kaddish atari kaddish hatzama gemot vatsoy lubayne chemat hat leyan kalvovets in mayat anamala Him shot a man shall kadosh nayam Heimly sevat shoot not him showeth forward and helmayat Avon Havinu Herfoeta Kaddish Verfoet Remotzel Emot Heimava Hatzenomot Kal Hatzenomot Aimer Gadol Avon Melech El-Chai Kadosh Elokeinu Malkeinu Elohei Elokeinu, Adonenu, El Chai Avinu. Avinu, 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 Elokeinu, El Chai Gadol Gamalai, Gamalai. ilmod לברך ועשה שמות וחלחני. רמתך לבשר שבוע ביתך, ilmod חמפך לבשר של ביתך נכחיים. ניבו בשר שלכם. This traditional at the moment for sharing with Papa Elchai Kadosh and with every one of you are the best I can give you, and I'm sorry the rest. Love you, Papa. Love you all so much. Let's make it this to really worthily count ever after.